Task Force 1, I'm going to give you an overview and a walk around of HazMat 1 and some of the proposed changes to the inventory that we're looking at. A little bit of the background here is we are trying to optimize operations, put like things with like, things that you're going to use with certain other equipment on the rig together. So hopefully we can minimize running around from one compartment to the next, opening up a bunch of stuff to do one job. So from front to back, and then we'll head up top. There's no changes to the decon compartment. Over here, where the HazCat and everything is, we have moved all the sampling stuff from up here. So all the glass vials, pipettes, sample tubes, all that kind of stuff. All the sampling stuff is going to end up here. So the sampling kit, the X sampling kit's back there. All the boxes of, again, glass vials, plastic vials, pipettes, funnels, all that kind of stuff is moved from over here to over here all together, where we're going to use it and bring samples and do HazCatting and all that stuff. The HazCat shelf itself does not change. And then from L6, so the rear compartment on the other side, we moved all the monitoring equipment from over there to this shelf here. So again, it's going to live with the rest of the monitoring equipment that's already here that isn't air monitoring. So this is rad detectors, Draker tube, biological, all that stuff has been moved to this shelf to put it together with where the rest of our detection equipment is. No real changes here, still have the kit. Most of this is the same. We moved the grounding and bonding and cold tap kit, or all the stinger operation stuff to the other side, which I'll show you. Nothing changed up here. And then currently that leaves the shelf completely empty, so we can do something different with it. Or if there's new equipment that needs to get added at some point, we have some room. This shelf, the idea here is some sort of mounting system, or at least cubbies for clamps to be on end, or maybe hang from the bottom of this shelf here, where they're easier to grab out. We're not grabbing them from on top of each other. They're kind of standing up on end, so we can grab the one that we need, not fight with a bunch of other tools in here, and then just kind of organize the shelf in some way so that everything's easier to get. It's not so much of a clamor to get stuff out from under other things. Everything has its spot. So far we've moved the step-off equipment to over here, which is the sked, and then the hoist bag and rope bags are all together in here. Step-off equipment over here, so we can get this out. It's still accessible to us. Buckets, stools, step-off tarps, all that kind of stuff is over here. And the reason being, we moved some stuff that was over there over to here. So all the visqueen, all the drum sample tubes, Kalawasi tubes and all that kind of stuff have moved over here. And the idea with this compartment would be to raise this shelf up. So we tried to keep the stuff in here relatively small, which may mean moving the ice chest at some point, but moving this shelf up as far as it can go and still get stuff out. And then we have the thought of putting the BAs on end on the bottle, like we do on every other piece of apparatus, to hopefully free up some room on this shelf and make it more user friendly, again, so we're not fighting against the straps that are all tangled together. They can sit a little more put together on their own and not be such a mess and hard to get out. So that's the thought with this compartment. Going to the other side, so we've moved a bunch of somewhat offensive stuff to this compartment. Obviously that term is a little amalgamous with HazMat, but some of the stuff from the other side. So we brought all of our plugs and wedges and all that stuff, the big bag of wooden ones from the other side over here. These guys, all of the leak control kits that we have, the footballs are back there, the mercury spill kit, some of the plug and dike, clever binder is all up there. The other stuff up here is all the grounding and bonding is back there. The ultrasonic is there. The cold tap kit, so all of our stinger operation stuff sits right here. The carpets are down there as well. And then the offload pump is over there. And down here we've moved a bunch of the pigs and socks and pillows and things. The rolls of absorbent pads are here. Again, some of the MC306 patch kit stuff is here to go along with stinger operations. And then mag patches and some of our other patch equipment is here for offloading and things. And then we moved all 10 buckets of the neutralizers, absorbents, and all that stuff from up top, where it's not really user friendly, to down here, where hopefully we can get to it a little easier, makes a little more sense. Just a little bit of cleanup on this shelf. Nothing changed here, just kind of moved some stuff around, made a little space. There's some space in the back there for room for anything we might need. Again, we've reorganized the shelf some. All of the gaskets now fit under here. There's no change. This compartment is basically where we have electricity, so all this stuff is going to stay the same. We moved this big plug from L6 on the bottom where the buckets are to over here, so now this one is with its bigger counterpart. And then this top shelf, no changes there. No changes with the tool chests, that all stays the same. And then up top, I promise I won't fall. Up top, we did get new buckets, so this will stay the same. It just replaced our old ones, so everything is the same in them. We're going through the inventory, getting rid of stuff that we don't need, but they're set up the same, and then they'll get labeled and inventoried. So all the stinger straw and all the other hosing and stuff is still down there, the pipes, delineators and stuff. And then up here, since we moved all that stuff down, all the absorbents and neutralizers, we put the cart up here since it's hard to get, or it was a pain in the butt to get overhead before. The thought is up here, we don't get to it too often. We can still get to it up here. Hopefully it fits a little better up here. Goes with the easy ups. All the dry sweep and stuff is still up here, and then we have all our A and B suits. So the last thought is swapping all of this. So all the suits will go in this compartment. This compartment's a little bit bigger, so just give them a little more space to breathe, and then move this stuff in this compartment down to here. And so you'd have all of your PPE forward. So suits, boots, gloves, all that kind of stuff lives on this side. A's and B's are on this side, and then all this other stuff can be at the back, kind of with some of the other random stuff back here. So those are some of the proposed changes. Let us know your thoughts if you have any other ideas or recommendations.